Welcome to the Prize Fighting Business. I'm your host, Daniel Casado, and today my guest is professional mixed martial artist and prize fighter, Youssef Zalal. The Prize Fighting Business is a show that provides you with an inside look into the business of prize fighting and combat sports, as well as insight into the approach the professionals take to their career. My guest today, the Moroccan Devil, Youssef Zalal, is 6-2 as a professional mixed martial artist. He is coming off a razor-thin split decision loss to Matt Jones in his last fight at LFA in Vail, and Youssef has never been finished in his amateur or professional career. His only 2 losses of his pro career have been by decision, and all 6 pro wins have been by way of finish. He has 5 submission victories and 1 TKO on his record. Youssef, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. So the Moroccan Devil, how did you get that nickname?
I started training in the United States when I was 14, 15. So I really kind of just did jiu-jitsu for the first time because I didn't know what it was. It was like kind of more of a, I was like, oh, people grabbing each other. I was like, this is interesting. I was like, I don't do this. But my coach back then, his name is Alex Hudson. He was a heavyweight in Bellator, but he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu now. But he's the one who kind of started with me and kind of taught me. It was like, okay, get comfortable on the ground and then get comfortable on the feet. So we did my first Muay Thai fight in United States when I was 16.
Okay.
So that was my first fight, and then he took me. He knew I love Badr Hari. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah. He just got signed by Glory a couple days ago.
Like it was like 6-fight contract, something like I can't remember.
It's a bad dude.
Oh God, it was like, I don't. He's like a king in Morocco. So like everybody knows him and stuff like that. So of course I know that name, especially when doing kickboxing when a young age, you know. But he was called like Golden Boy, Moroccan Devil, this and that, and then. My coach started calling me that. It's like calling me, especially after the first win we did. I felt like this kid. He was like huge. He was like, there's no way this skinny guy is gonna win. And I was skinny too. I was like back 16. I was like no muscle, no nothing. And then I went there and just smoked the kid, just kind of destroyed the kid. And then he started calling me the Moroccan Devil, and I just loved it from there, and we just kept that name.
I love it. I think it's a good fight nickname.
I was like, there's one in kickboxing, there's one in MMA.
That's right.
That. So we kept it that way.
And maybe brings a little bit of fear to your opponents when they see that on the.
I don't know. I don't think I'm the guy who brings fear. I feel like which is good. I feel like that's what makes me good. But
yeah,
I feel like I don't know. I was like, I'm the guy just like They're like, oh, yeah, they got to watch out from this and this and that. But you don't see me like, oh, yeah, I'm not want to fight him, you know, type of deal, you know. But that's good, though.
Yeah.
You want guys to say yes instead of no.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, keep you active.
Yes, sir.
And so you are coming off of your fight at LFA in Vail. Very, very close decision, maybe a somewhat controversial decision at the end of that. So how do you feel coming out of that? I mean, what does recovery look like? Were you banged up at all from that fight?
No, I don't think I even got hit in that fight, to be honest. But,
it's a lot of grappling.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It was kind of like I was waiting too much.
Sure.
So that maybe I know that's what cost me the fight. Even if I did close enough, but I think I should have done a lot better than what I do. And I kind of want to get rid of that mentality, you know. I'm always want to chase perfection, you know. Like, I always want to be like, oh, make these guys like beat them good so they can really show who I am and next level on that. But the last 6 fights that I fought, I really just went out there and fought. I didn't think no nothing, you know. Mm-hmm. But when you have main event, the Chet Bates fight and the last fight, Matt Jones, so I was like, whatever, man, you know. But I'm glad those 2 fights happened, you know. So I'm like, now we really got my mentality really, really focused on fighting instead of thinking, you know. I was like, I'm not here to think, I'm here to fight. So
it's a great point. Overthinking it can sometimes cause you to freeze up a little bit.
Yeah, it was just weird. The last there's high risks, I could say. It's like there is. Like if you lose 1 fight, you gotta win 2 more or something like that just to get your name back up there, you know, and all that. So it's a fight game, you know. It's a hurt business. So you gotta really take it in. And I'm glad I have all this UFC vets and all this vets in the UFC and all that. So kind of take their brain a little bit, talk to them for a little bit. So that kind of opened my brain up. And you know, I'm only 22 years old. You know, it's not it's not like it's over yet. So
No, not at all.
it's just getting started. So
Yeah.
and I'm pretty excited that this happened to me right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So
And before the UFC, kind of get that
yeah,
experience of what it tastes like to lose.
100%.
So does training look any different when you come back to the gym after a loss compared to a win?
I mean, yeah and no. To be honest, I would say as like you come back like you're a lot better just because of the loss. But
Hmm.
when you win, you're the same thing. You're the man. You're
Yeah,
happy. Everybody walks in. Everybody said what's up, this and that, or whatever. I mean, even when you lose, they say come in and what's up. But
sure.
it's kind of different. You feel the vibe like it's like okay, now I'll go back to the drawing board. But.
Hmm.
I mean, you see a lot of stuff that you're so anxious to get back. You're like, oh, I want to get back. But when you get bigger and bigger and bigger in your career, you really want to kind of slow down after fights. You don't want to
Yeah.
get right back in there sometimes. But for me, as a young age, that's why I took those 6 fights. I can't remember. It was like a year and a half or something like
Wow.
that. Yeah, it was crazy how my pro career started. So now I kind of want to like just take it easy and kind of just really focus on my career instead of just. I mean, I'm still gonna fight every 6 weeks or so, but in the end of the day, you still wanna really focus on your career and what's the
Absolutely.
good goals and all that stuff for you.
Yeah, and you alluded to it, but you started out 6-0. You're 22 years old,
Yeah.
already 8 fights as a professional, so a good amount of experience. And for our viewers and listeners, the combined record of your opponents in your professional career is 35-15. So a lot of people take guys that don't have much experience at the beginning of their career so that they can build the resume, get some experience, get that. But you dove right in and started fighting the best competition available. Your last 2 fights. The main event of your last fight was the gentleman you fought the previous fight,
Yeah.
and then you were co-main event in this last fight with the guy with 11 fights. So you're by no means taking the easy route through your career. Do you find that you get more confidence from that, fighting the best, now on the regional scene, so that way later on down the road when you're fighting these bigger promotions, you've got the experience with these guys with good records?
100%. It's like you said, it's like when you go to the UFC, there is no cherry picking fight.
No easy fights there.
If they offer you somebody, you lucky you got enough somebody that you could beat and this and that. But again, the mentality is you'll beat anybody they put in front of me.
Right.
My third fight they gave me Clay Weimer. I was like, coach, I'm 2-0. This guy's 7-2. I was like, well, what's going on here? I was like, what like you guys giving me trying to feed me to the wolves or something?
Right.
But he kind of motivated me more because he was different style and all that. So he really kind of. I know he fought a lot of high levels in Colorado. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's
Good
go
test.
let's go test the waters and that.
Yeah.
And I kind of what tests me to kind of just fight, and be like, okay, so this guy's is a lot better on paper what they said. So I really got to push my my skills and all that to really show everybody what I. But again, it's all very very good experience for me. It does not matter. The guys 3-0, 4-0, 7-2. It really don't matter. But you really want the good experience. You don't want to start cans and cans and cans, and then when you go and when I'm trying to make it to the UFC, I'm trying to stay in the UFC. I'm not trying to be out after 2 fights, 3 fights, So that's the biggest thing I really focus on and trying to keep on from there.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful perspective to have because a couple guests ago we had Ty Flores, he trains at Elevation,
Oh, that's
and he
awesome.
mentioned one of the coaches, Cody Donovan, said, when he was going through it, his focus was make it to the UFC. And then once he was in the UFC, he didn't really have a plan from there. But your focus is long term.
And that's what the saying they say young and dumb.
Yeah, sure.
I was kind of feel like that my focus was really just the UFC, this and that, blah blah. Get in the UFC. No disrespect, fuck the UFC right now. I was like,
Sure.
all I care about is my career and my long-term career.
Yeah.
When you focus on something big, you forget the smaller things that you need to get to the bigger thing, and that's what I feel like happened to me the last 2 fights. I really didn't really stay to my original plan. I was like, oh, this is coming a lot quicker than we thought. I was like, oh, you're 22, you can be in the UFC in 22. I was like, by the end in the summer you be in the UFC. So it's kind of like now it's more of like I'm just here to fight. I don't. The UFC calls are calls. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Right.
I know my skills enough that I will make it to the UFC. But in the end of the day, it's not if. It's when. You know. It's when you're gonna make it. So the focus right now is just fighting. You know. It's not. I'm glad that all this happened. So now I have to get back on track. Let's get 2 more fights or so instead of like, oh, 1 more fight in the UFC. So I'm glad that happened. Maybe it is 1 fight and then you're in the UFC. Who knows? But you really got to be smart about it and really take everybody's brain, like coaches, like you said. It's the coaches, the fighters that fought in the UFC, the fighters that fought for world titles, the fighters that. Like, I mean, I'm taking everybody's brain, man. I'm student the game. I wanna be the best I can and the greatest I can. But so that's why I'm kind of just learning from everybody, see how they deal with the losses, see how they deal with the game and all, how they understand the game and all that stuff. So that's awesome that I have that, and I'm blessed to have that. And I'm talking like there's 40 so guys in the gym.
Yeah, and that's
half of them are the UFC.
And that's Factory X that you train at. Factory
Yes,
X Muay Thai, Factory X MMA with Coach Mark Montoya.
Yeah,
and just some recent people, Eric Anders, Anthony Smith. But like you said, you have a whole team of professionals down there that are in the upper tiers of the organizations, if not the UFC and Bellator.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that gives you confidence in your performances, or at least training with those guys?
Oh, I mean, just training. I mean, like you're nothing different than Anthony Smith that fought for the world title. So it's like we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same class. We're doing the same strength conditioning. We're doing all this stuff. So it's kind of like it's not about. The mentality in Factory X it's really not about training or physical or this and that. It's all about your mental. It's like we can get you ready as best shape you can. We can get you the best game plan you can. It's just how you gonna put it on. You know, it's you get hit and be like, oh, are you gonna go back to your original plan or are you gonna go stick with the game plan? So that's what kind of really focus on, and I feel like that's helped us a lot in 2018 and 2019, so it's been going smooth for us right now. So it's kind of try to keep it that way. I mean, UFC, you know, it's there's ups and downs. You know, it's not you're not always the hammer. You know, you're always gonna be the nail sometimes, and which is good. It really more when the coach comes back the next week after that, everybody's just motivated and pumped, and especially the coach. You know, he's pissed and. He wants to get right back in there, so it's awesome to see that and kind of go from there. But it's a great energy to have around. I'll tell you that. When you train with those animals, you better step your game up, or you're gonna get hurt. Like if not, it's like you really gotta be on it. You know, it's like eye focused and everything. So it's awesome to see, and especially as a young age, I get to train with those guys. You know, it's like. The big leagues, and again, you always go back to them for information. That's all it is, man. You just take their brain. That's all it is. It's literally like computers. I'm just taking their hardware. You know, I'm just taking it and taking it and taking it and seeing it and seeing it. And I feel like I've been blessed enough to, if I see stuff, like I just take it immediately. Well, I don't even have to do it. I just see it and just kind of take it and take it. I'm like a visual learner, what they say. You know, I was like, I like just see stuff and I just want to do it. Like I see something in a fight, I was like, oh, let's go do it. But again, you go back to your roots, you know, and back to your how you learn and how you fight and how you see all this stuff. So it's great things that I'm blessed that we have at Factory X.
Yeah, I mean, a great team, great coach. And you mentioned that, the mental aspect of it is a big part for you. Is that something that comes from the top? Is Coach Mark Montoya helping you guys kind of think about, in this position in the fight, when we're rocked, whatever, when we're facing adversity, this is how we should be thinking about it? Or is that something that's coming from some of the other veteran fighters?
I mean, yes and no. And the end of the day is like everybody it's all your own mental, you know. It's like, again, like any job, like even if you do a podcast, it's still your own creative and your own mental. It's like it's Absolutely. Not like, I mean, you can get some help, but it's in the end of the day, it's always up to you. You know, you're the only one that's fighting in there. It's your team made you to go, did 90% of the work or whatever it is, but that last 10%, it's all you. It's like you always got to do that by yourself. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like all the past of me that I was raised and all that stuff, so kind of that has to play a part, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, you come from a whole different country, you know. That's why when I come to United States, I was like, wow, it's like coming to America. I was like, holy shit, I like, this is the best thing I've seen. And I the first time I came into United States, the first time I saw snow. So
Wow.
that tells you something different. You know,
Yeah.
I was like, you don't see that stuff in Morocco. I mean, there's some cities you see them, but I mean, I feel like that has to play. A lot of fighters, you know, they have something when they got raised. They
Yep.
did something happen. Most of them, I feel like it's
Oh, yeah.
like maybe few that okay, yeah, they got raised this and that, but most of them they've been through some, you know, they've been through life and all that. So it's kind of it really opens up your mentality way different than an average person, you know. So
Yep.
it's like again, but you have the coaches again. They've been doing this for 20 years or so, you know. It's
Right.
like of course you gotta listen to their advice about mental and all that. So that's why again, I don't care if think I'm bulletproof. Again, they still coaches. They know how to get to you, and they know understand you. If you have the right coach, I don't care if you're bulletproof or anything. They'll get into you and explain everything to you. Like wow, I was like, I thought I could do this, not without this, and that. So especially this fight, the last fight that happened to me, I was like, it really opened up to me, and I was like, damn. When you think about it slowly, it's like it kind of did not work what I was trying to do. But
Sure.
again, I was trying to rush things besides instead of just slowing down, you know. But again, I felt like I knew my worst day I could still lose, and my best day I could still lose. So
Sure,
it
sure.
really don't. It's a fight game, you know. It's like you gotta put this in your head. It's not like it's in every regular life. It's like commission job. I was talking to my wife actually about it. She works a commission job.
Cool.
You know, it's 100% commission job. So
Yeah, it's hard work.
you really rely on commission only.
It's a grind.
But again, we were talking about it. It was like one month you'll have a bad month, but you'll kill it in the next 4 months or so. So it's like it's kind of like in your best day you're still gonna lose. Yeah, so it's not. It's fine with me. Like I understand that now. So it's like more of now I just gotta go. It's like why I gotta think about losing now? You're already lost twice in a row. I tell you that. It's like now I'm just going in there and just fight.
Yeah.
I'm just fighting. I'm not thinking about nothing. I just want to fight. That's it, you know. But again, you want to slow down. This is when the vets come in, be like, go take it easy, go enjoy your family, you know, and this and that. Because I feel like a lot of people get MMA in their head too much. There's another life beside MMA, you know.
Yeah.
It's not only fighting. You
Need
know?
some balance.
Yeah, I didn't have that balance. I really didn't. All I'm doing is training every goddamn day. I'm training like I'm talking. I wake up from 5:30. I don't get back home until 10
Wow.
p.m. And that's me and my wife. And my wife stays home, kind of do calls and stuff like that, and then she gets back home. But again, I'm out there from 5:30, 6:30, all the way back to 9 to 10, and then I get back home. And then I got to do the same thing the next day, you know?
Right.
So it's kind of like, are we going to have that balance, you know?
Yeah.
And this is the time that I'm really just focus on my balance and get my life straight first. And then fighting will be right back. Fighting ain't going nowhere. Again, 22 years old.
That's right. So do you have any hobbies outside of fighting, or are you going to pick one up?
Oh, I always have hobbies. I love cooking. I cook a bunch of food. I was like, surprisingly, I'm not fat, so that's that's not that. Especially for fighting, you know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like my wife making me like I play with the dog every night now. I gotta throw the ball for him every night, so that's actually cool and relaxing too. It's like you go with the night and you and the dog in the whole park. Right. So because nobody there at the night,
at
so
10
it's like
o'clock.
Yeah, I know, you know. So it's like you just chilling. It's like cool moments like that you don't see. You know, you're like you got that. I go see my nieces. You know, they're 2-year-old and 4 months. So it's kind of like it's go with them and have fun with them. You know, and
release
exactly and release the pressure and that. So
Nice.
That's awesome. And I'm just away from the gym. You know, right now I'm just away from the gym. I just don't need to get back in there right now.
Right.
Like, I'm just out of here. And I'm going. I have Ramadan going on too anyway right now.
Right.
So it's like I can't even train anyway. So I was like, might as well just enjoy.
So you're fasting right now?
Yeah, fasting right now.
Cool.
That's why I'm just enjoying this month. You know, I'm just because last 2 years, man, even in Ramadan, I was training two times a day. I was like. People think it's like, oh, they're like, oh, yeah, you don't. I was like, yeah, there's no water either.
Right,
it's like, you can't drink water. I'm like, try doing it in the middle of summer, middle of May, especially last year. I was like, oh, bro, it was It was a fun experience. I tell you that. I never want to do
believe
that again. And it cost me a fight actually in the amateur career.
Wow.
I lost my. So when I went into Factory X, Mark really didn't understand what a Ramadan was,
Sure.
but he asked like Faraz Zahabi and all that stuff. It was
Yeah, yeah.
like if we have a fight because it's our job, like yeah, we can eat and stuff like that. But after that, we gotta go right back to it. But so I just fasted, and then as soon as I was done with the 30 days, I had 2 days.
Wow.
I mean, a week and a half
Okay.
till the fight time. So in my head, I was already small, and I was like, we're doing a lot of wrestling and this and this and that. So as soon as I got into the fight after the first round, I was fatigued. I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
bet.
there's no way. And I just kept grinding and grinding and grinding. My legs were like, my whole body was just eating itself.
Yep.
I was like, as soon as that fight was over, I was like, yep, I'm not fighting in the Ramadan. I'll tell you that. I'm not fighting anytime closer in the Ramadan either. So
Yeah.
I was like, because I think Ramadan this year ends like June 4th, something
Okay.
like that, June 5th, something like that. So I was like, I'm not fighting until July. I'll tell you that. I was
Sure.
like, there's no way. I was like,
Makes sense.
you take it smart.
I think that's good.
Yeah, but
Was that your only loss in your amateur career?
yeah, that was my only loss
Wow.
actually. So and then again, I came back after that, and I was like, and I was so mad that I was like, because 35 was a nightmare for me.
So that was when you were fighting. So you fight 145 right now.
Right
That was
now.
at 35.
Yeah, that was
okay.
35. That was, what was that, like 2.5 years ago, I think? That's crazy to think about it. It's like, damn, I was an amateur 2 years ago. I
That
was
is
like,
wild.
now I have 8 professional
and 2,
pros.
yeah.
I was like, that's nuts. But speaking of that, yeah. No, but yeah, they told me they're like, yeah, we got this fight, 135, let's do it, this and that. So I made 135.8. I literally was close. I was 136, but the Colorado limit is 135.8.
Oh, okay.
So coach put me back in the sauna. I was like, oh no, I'm good. I'll float and this and that. And I was like, my lips couldn't even close together. That's how
Wow.
dehydrated I was. And they're like, oh, my lips couldn't even close together. And I'm like, what? This is weird. They're like, I'm dying out here. And coach just put me back in the sauna. He was like, no, you got to make 35.8. So I stayed there for 15 minutes and then drove all the way to the weigh-ins. And the weigh-ins were not until like 9 p.m.
Oh, gosh. So you're just sitting
yeah,
there
so
suffering.
you do the math. I was suffering all day and morning and afternoon. And, you can't sleep. There's
Right.
no way you can sleep.
Right.
All the like 45, I can sleep because I don't cut that much weight. But 35, man, there's no way. I'll be rolling in bed, my stomach. I'll be like this, standing no way. But when I got there, I was so mad. My opponent missed weight by 3 pounds.
And you'd been pushing it to make weight.
I
and be a
know. I was like,
professional.
you guys couldn't call me and say, yo, is guy missing by 3 pounds so you can stop cutting by 3 pounds. So
Right.
I was like, oh God.
Wow.
So that motivated me more to just kind of go in there and just show my skills. Like, oh, did everything professional. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna fight professionally, and that's what I did. Just kind of went in there. I fought a Jackson Wings guy. Went in there, fought professionally, and I told coach, I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm not cutting all this weight not to get paid anymore, and
Yeah.
we just decided to go pro from there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does a weight cut look like for you now? What do you normally walk around at?
Well, I mean, close to 160.
Okay,
like
so not too bad. 15 pounds or so.
15 pounds, but I mean, I still like try to keep it high even in fight week. So like I'll keep it all the way to like 155 on fight week.
So you have energy to train
Yeah,
and
so like
stuff.
energy and train, and I still have to cut. Like on Thursday for the last fight, I still cut. I sat in the sauna for 25 minutes, 20 minutes, and then 15 minutes
Okay.
to cut about 2.5 pounds.
Are you water loading or anything
Yeah,
before that?
water
Okay.
loading. Yeah, 2 gallons on, I think it was Sunday, something like that.
So
And
you
it was-
try to keep that window of cutting as tight as possible.
Yeah,
Okay.
obviously, yeah. But you don't want to, I feel like weight cuts is like the best. Like I know I have coaches like 35 and 45 is like kind of like this and that. But
Yeah.
I mean that extra 10 pounds will do you.
It hurts.
Yeah, like, weight cutting it. Like, and I seen how wrestlers cut it when I used to do like. I was like, what the hell, man? There's no way I can do this.
It
There's
gets
no way.
crazy.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, no way. But again, there's a lot of technology now. There's a lot of nutritionists. There is, especially when like I had a chance to corner a lot of guys in the UFC. Like I corner a bunch of guys actually, But when I go in there and like I see how they deal with it, I was like, wow, it's like so simple. But I mean, it still sucks.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Weight cuts.
Simple
not,
process,
Yeah, weight
not
cuts.
simple doing it.
Yeah, weight cuts are not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun at all. I would not recommend it on my worst enemy. I would not recommend it on at all. But I mean, it's a lot smarter now. It's a lot smarter. It's a lot healthier, a lot smarter. So it kind of gets you in there. And again, a lot of guys, look at all the guys that moved up weight are like most of them are champions. So and they're doing a lot better because of it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
and I feel like that's what everybody's going on with 2019.
Yeah, it seems to be people are staying a little bit closer to their walk-around weight,
Yeah.
at least as far as fighting, so they don't feel so depleted in it. No, I think it's a good approach.
I mean, if you fight in 1FC, you'll fight in the
That's
weight
right.
you walk in it. So
Yeah.
like, you really want to be like I know all the flyweights are like 35 for sure. Demetrius, I think he just fought not too long ago, wasn't he?
Right, yeah, 35 essentially.
And then Eddie
Alvarez.
fought 170, wasn't he?
Yeah, he didn't come out on top in that fight, but
That was a tough fight too.
Yeah.
They fed him to the animals too.
oh, I know that Timofey, he's a beast, dude. Tiger MMA knows what they're doing.
Oh God. Oh.
Their grappling's definitely picked up with the Hickman brothers over there. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I heard like they're a bunch of animals down there
Oh,
too.
yeah.
They like I seen some videos. I was like, what?
oh yeah,
You
have
see
you
their
seen?
pad sessions? I was like, oh my
Is that
God.
the YouTube video of the tryout for their team?
Yeah.
Oh
the,
my-
the whole
yeah,
is
it's
it like a year?
intense.
Like they give you a year or something like
Yeah,
that?
a year free training over.
Yeah,
at Tiger
I
Woods.
seen the guy get stitches and all that, and he's just right back to the mitts. I was like, what's wrong with
Yeah,
you?
that's intense.
I'm like, you make me look nothing, bro. Like you're crazy. I was like, yeah, there's no way. There's no way. They. I mean, it shows though. It shows some. I feel like it's the coaches will come on the right side. Like like I know Mark Montoya will always like there's 50 guys that he has to coach. You know,
Yeah.
it's like so it's kind of like he kind of has to understand everybody's mentality. You know, it's like maybe talking hard on this guy, he'll get him going.
Right.
Oh, you gotta talk soft to this guy. You can't be a hard on him. You gotta go through with this guy, and it's all crazy how he works. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like especially it's crazy. It's like coaching and doing all that. It's
You see that other
it's a lot of
perspective.
stress for it's a
Yeah.
lot of stress. I tell you that. It's like when I go corner and this and that, and I'm like. I get so mad when like my one of my teammates loses, you know, and I'm especially him in the corner. I'm like, God damn! Like I
Yeah,
take,
it's emotional.
Like, yeah, it's almost like I take like I'll be like, oh, it's almost my full responsibility and this and that. But it's awesome again. Like I said, the energy and the coaches, like you see where the right coaches is at, man. Like I've been in a lot of gyms, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like. Okay, I know exactly what this guy's. You know, you walk into any gym, they'll be like, "Oh, he's good. Let's keep him. Let's take him," and they're gonna be on you. But when you're not that great, you're like, "Huh, whatever." You know.
Sure.
The first time I came into Factory X, they put me with Brandon Royval actually, and me and him we had a war in 3 Ks. I'll tell you that. And I never trained with my weight class ever
Yeah.
until 3 years ago.
So what does training look like? You mentioned that you're out from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. What does a day of training
Oh,
look
like
for
so
you?
Mondays, like I usually go help Mark Montoya with the pads, and then I go do the MMA class from 10 to 12, and then we have 2 hours so to go eat lunch, and then we gotta come back for the staff meeting because I teach classes at Factory X, and then we'll go back right to class from I have mid session with him 5 to 5:30, and then 5:30 to 7 we have the class. So it's
Wow.
and then I have to stay there. My wife don't get done until 8. She's the manager of the gym.
Cool.
So she's the one that does memberships and all that stuff. So it's kind of more like we have to stay there and we're just gonna ride together, you know. And
Yeah.
then Tuesdays and Thursdays usually I go to I have to get up at 5:30, and then I have to go to Landau. Landau Performance is our strength conditioning facility.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that one. Like all the football players.
Yeah, the
and-
Broncos.
Yeah, actually the owner is the head coach, strength conditioning
That's
coach.
right. That's right.
Lauren Landau.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go there from 6 to 7.
Okay.
6 a.m. to 7. I then go straight back to the gym, and from 9 o'clock all the way to like 12.
So what days did you say that was?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So Tuesdays and Thursdays you're working out 3 to 4 times a day.
Tuesdays definitely 4 times a day.
Wow.
And I got to teach right after that. So it's
Wow.
definitely Tuesdays are The hard days are Factory X, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, our rest day off.
Okay.
It's the day off they give us. So it's kind of more, because back in the day, like a year ago, everybody was so fatigued after, because Wednesdays we come back to practice and we do wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you did wrestling. That's
a little bit in high school.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's next level.
That's exactly next level, exactly. So, and again, it's like that one. We still do the work, and then go from there. But it was Mark Montoya kind of figured out the schedule for everybody, and Fridays is fight night. We call it fight night.
Cool.
You come in. It's basically the same as fight day. You'll come in, you'll see your name on the board. You know exactly when you're gonna be up, so it's exactly like when you walk into your fight. You're gonna go backstage, and there is your name in the list, and you're gonna see which fight you are and which one you're gonna be at.
Cool.
And then,
so he takes kind of like a fight night approach.
Yeah.
So he keeps it the same, so you feel
you have
kind of
to
that
be
energy.
loud music. You have loud
cool.
music, so. And you're gonna hear a bunch of voices, so you gotta pick which voice you want to listen to.
Oh wow, I love that.
Kind of go from there, but after that, you just after your rounds are done, you can be done. But
sure.
You guys are never done. They always go back down, get back in the mat and just spar, because if your name is on the board, you spar in the cage.
Okay.
And all the eyes is on you, so you really feel the pressure and all that. So
so it makes fight night just another experience.
Exactly, and then that's why we just think about it. It's just another Friday,
Right.
It's nothing different,
I think that's a great approach to take. It gets you more comfortable.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, and I feel like that's been working great for us. The only top two gyms I think in Denver are Elevation and Factory X. So I can tell you that. It's like they're back and forth. Like I fought them 3 times already.
That's right.
I'll tell you that.
The last 2 fights.
The last 2 fights, and I fought them, and I took a fight in 2 hours' notice against them.
Wow.
Maurice Salazar.
Okay.
I think that's why they're mad at me, but I was like, I don't think they just want to fight me, keep fighting me. But no, yeah. My teammate had problems making weight, and he passed out.
Oh wow!
So he can't take the fight. There's no way.
Right.
You gotta watch. You gotta take care of the fighter's health. So Mark Montoya was like, no, and I just fought 2 weeks before that. So I literally fought my pro debut, and 2 weeks later I fought another fight.
Wow, on 2
hours notice.
But at least you had the medicals taken care of.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, let's make this fight at 55, and I was like, okay. And then as soon as I went there, I was like, oh, like this guy is huge, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and as soon as I go in there, I got cracked with overhand the first 20 seconds of the fight, and I'd never been cracked like that. I mean, I've been cracked before, but I'm just saying, I was like, oh god, like this guy is like, and he was a jiu-jitsu guy, so he was on me, like he just went on me, and it's kind of like second round, just felt him gassed out and just picked it on him and finished him in the second round.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my only TKO.
Okay.
As a striker, I was like, as a striker background, I only have 1 TKO, so I'm like, I gotta step my game up now.
That is interesting. 5 submission wins, and you don't think that's your bread and butter.
I don't know. Like again, I told you I was chasing perfection. I was like, everybody. I was like, oh, nobody thinks I'm a ground guy, this and that. And then look at what Matt Jones said. I gotta watch out for his jiu-jitsu. I was like, people don't even see me as a striker now. And I'm like, that's weird. But that fight, he felt my striking. I'll tell you that. He did not want to strike with me.
I mean, it was clear that his strategy was to take you down at least
and win a decision.
Halfway the first
I'll
round.
tell you that. But I was like, I kind of see these things now, and I'm like, all right, I understand what you guys trying to do, but okay.
Yeah. Do you focus on any certain skill when you're training right now at this point in your career? Or is it more just broad?
But last 2 fights I did, and kind of cost me the fights, to be honest.
Yeah.
So no, yes and no, but no, not really. It was like I'm just gonna go out there and just do my thing. And like, if you're really good at wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and all this and that, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing to focus on. You really isn't. The only thing you'll focus on is the game plan. That's the only thing you'll focus on. Nothing beside that. Like, you can't be the mentality is like, oh, I'm working on my takedown, so I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna work on my takedown defense, so I'm gonna show it in the fight. It's like, well, your mentality is you're gonna let him shoot on you, and then you're gonna work on your takedown defense instead of if it happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. So that's what I'm saying. This kind of mentality is the things you young and dumb and kind of learn from there. So that's what I mean with that. But again, you live and learn. That's
Right.
all it is. It's a learning experience. It's not a loss. It's all
That's right.
learning experience. And those two learning experience are probably the greatest thing that happened to me in my life. I'll tell you that.
I believe it.
So that's where it comes from. And again, you got to pick everybody's brain out. You know, it's like you have all this knowledge at the gym. Like I'm talking 40 years or something like that, or 20 years. I know Mark Montoya been doing it for 20-something years, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, why you gonna lose this, like, let his opinion walk by? No,
Yeah.
I'll take that, and I'll stick it in there. Trust me, I'll keep it in my brain.
Yeah.
And then when it comes, we're ready to go. And that's why in fighting, his advice is like, don't think, just go in there and fight, you know?
Yeah.
We'll think for you, so...
Yeah, do you watch film, or does he watch film on your opponent?
Yeah, I always actually help him watch film for the
Cool.
guys. To the
So you guys watch
UFC
it
too.
together?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I was never a big film guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to be honest, every time they offered me an opponent, I just watch the first minute and that's it. And I'm like, all right, whatever, you know.
So
I'll
gauge
fight
the
this
style,
guy.
but you don't
Yeah.
need to kind of overthink
Yeah,
it.
I was like, I'll fight this guy, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, last fight, I really checked the guy and I kind of see what he got. I'm like, okay, interesting, in this and that, but. Besides that, I'm not a big film guy.
Sure.
Like on myself, but I'm big film on other guys.
people.
I don't know,
Right.
like if my teammate come out to me and like my coach send me, he was like, oh, look up this guy. I'm like, okay, like I have to break down this guy. But
Yeah. But not for
me,
you.
For me, I'm like, all right, whatever, you know. Like,
Sure,
first minute,
sure.
let's go. Let's do this fight. Let's sign the contract. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's
I
go.
like it.
Let's go. And that's why I kind of was like, every fight that comes around, I'm like, whatever, man. Let's just fight.
Sure.
Let's just fight.
So you train at Factory X during the day. You go to Landau's on Tuesdays and Thursdays for
Yeah.
strength and performance. Do you do anything specific for recovery?
Yeah, I have a Denver Sports Recovery I go to. I got a Denver Chiropractor I go to.
Oh, cool.
And I got Kelsey Klims. She used to be Denver's Nuggets massage therapist.
Okay.
So she's been helping me the last camp, especially the last camp. I was like, that was awesome. You know, it does a lot of things, man. A massage and recovery and all that. It will change your life.
Love massages.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, you tell me. I was like, and I'm the loudest one in a massage. Too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kelsey. But I'm the loudest for like I am 2x4. I tell you that. I was like, if they touch my trap or something like that, it's like a rock, like it's like wood, you know. And I'm like, but it's amazing what it does to your body, you know. It's like your body's going through hell. You don't even know it until you get the recovery. So that was great things, and definitely keep on doing it. And I'm gonna keep doing it. I'll tell you that.
Right.
So that's definitely keep your eyes and keep your health. You know, the best thing is health. You know,
Absolutely.
this fighting is not for a while. It's
Yeah.
only for short amount of time. You know, and you want to make the best, more money you can make. You know,
Right.
and then get out of there. You know, it's like Conor McGregor style out here.
That's
Just kinda
right.
make all the goddamn money and
That's
get
the
out of
dream.
here. You know, yeah. You know, you can retire anytime you want to, but
Right.
you know, again, but for me, it's like the hardest thing was like for me, I was like, I want to get back so bad in the gym this week. I was like, but it's kind of it showed me like, let's
Yeah.
sit down. a
Need
little
the
bit.
relaxation
Yeah, let's-
recovery time too.
Let's chill a little bit. And
Yeah.
I feel like Ramadan came in at the right time too.
That's
so,
true. That's
so I was
true.
like-
It kind of forces you
yeah,
to
it
relax.
forces me to relax. So I was like, I'm happy.
Blessing
I
in
know my ass.
disguise.
I go crazy, bro. I'm like
Yeah.
I go home, like I'll be home, like because I don't have a lot to do. Like I play video games and this and that. I'm like, this how crazy it was. Like I have I had an Xbox.
Mhm.
I pay every month for the live.
Xbox Live,
yeah, Xbox Live. Bro, I never played it for 10 months. 10 months. I couldn't even play it
Wow.
because that's how much I was focused on training and
And
all
you're just
that.
going to sleep when you get home.
Exactly. And then wake up the next day. So I really didn't. So I kind of looked at it. I was like, wow. I just spent what $10 a month. So that's
$80.
$80 right there. I'm like,
$100.
what's why did I spend all this money for? It's like I didn't even play it. I was like, so you gotta think about it. You're like, I don't even have time for myself. You know, it's kind of.
Yeah.
But you always need some time for yourself. You know, you want to get some time for your wife and all that, or your girlfriend, whatever. You know, it's
Yeah.
like you always want to get the priorities right. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
life
Absolutely.
is the priority. Fighting it will come next. Trust me.
But that constant pushing, sometimes that does happen. You
Yeah.
kind of get caught up in the.
Oh yeah,
in the
and it's not
race.
gonna end either. It's not.
Right.
It's like it's not gonna end. Like you got a bigger fight, you got a bigger training. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be the same training. That's the good thing about Factory X. It's not like because you gotta fight. Oh, like we gotta get ready. No, everybody's fighting like to get ready. like they have a fight next week. You know,
Yeah.
it's like so. There's always short notices. You know, especially with how 2019 is. You know, man, it's like short notices are everywhere.
Very true.
Yeah,
and when you're
yeah.
not preparing for your own fight, you have to help your
Exactly.
teammates
Yeah.
prepare for theirs.
And like next week, I fly to Atlantic City with
Cool.
Jordan Tony.
Cool.
Yeah,
New Jersey.
New Jersey,
Yeah.
yeah. Jordan Tony, I go corner him. I was gonna go to PFL with Steven Seiler for next week as well. May 18th, actually.
Right. Okay.
No, not May 18th. Was it May 20 something?
Is that in D.C. or something?
I don't know where is it at actually.
I know
I think
they
it's in New Jersey
they just
as
had
well.
the first round last night.
I think it's in New Jersey as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's in New Jersey
Yeah,
as
because
well.
last night it was in Long Island. So.
Yeah. So that one, I was like all over the place. So I'm kind of like just taking it. I'm going to Grand Junction actually tonight. My teammate Brian Mitchell is making his pro debut.
For who? Oh, for the Golden MMA? Is that what it is?
To be honest, I have no clue what it
Okay,
is.
sure.
But I know it's
But you're
a
going to be in that
promotion.
corner?
I'm driving him. Yeah, I'm driving him today actually, right after this. So I'm
Nice.
going right to
I
Factory
appreciate
X.
your time then.
Oh, no, yeah. I was like, that's what I'm saying. I was like, I'm not doing nothing. Might as well just come here and kind of talk and have fun.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
you guys got a great spot in here, too.
Appreciate
Just
it.
let everybody know. I was like, you guys should see this. I'm like, it's awesome. Like, I
Appreciate
feel
it.
like professional now. I feel like I'm
You are a
big deal.
professional.
I'm like I'm a big deal.
You are a big deal, man.
I said no, but yeah, it was like I said, like cornering all these guys, you know. I'm like, and then doing like I'm holding like one-on-ones, doing privates, teaching my students, you know. And teaching is like the greatest thing, man. You have
Yeah.
all these guys looking up to you, man. Like, man, the coolest thing, man. It was yesterday. I had this kid. He's like I can't remember. He's like 7 years old or something like that. He does jiu-jitsu in our gym. He ran up to me yesterday because I came into the gym, talked to coach very quick. He ran up to me. He was like, "Sorry about your loss. You're still my favorite." And
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
I was like, "What?"
That's super
It's
cool.
like exactly, you don't see those moments, and it's like you got all these students that come out to you, man. It's like, man, I thought you won. I thought this and this and that, but and then you just see the love and how much they're looking up to you and all that. So you really got to make the best of it. You don't wanna be out here just doing other things that really doesn't influence, And I feel like I'm a big positive influence guy. So, and I want to have that energy around me. We don't want negative this and this and that. It's like that's not how it works.
I love it.
I'm not.
I think you do too. I think from the outside looking in, at least from my perspective, you're certainly a prominent rising fighter in Colorado, if not in the region. And 6-2, even with these setbacks, I think you're clearly a surging prospect. And at 22 years old, you only have.
Well, like again, I was like, we're just getting started.
That's right.
We don't. We didn't even hit the surface yet, man. It's like we're again 22. It's like more of. More life than anything, I was like, we're still here.
Absolutely.
We're growing more. So it's kind of, again, like you got to take all the what people say, and the other, like some people take what people say to like the fullest. I'm like, oh, like you don't have you have talent, this and that, and some people take it serious. They don't have to train and this and that. I'm like oh, talent can only get you so far, man. I seen it in my own teammates, and then you'll see it in the other gyms, and I'm like man, it's like it's amazing when you get one thing straight, changes everything in your life. It's like if you quit drinking, it changes everything in your training. If you quit smoking, it changes everything in training. If you quit doing crazy stuff in your personal life, and you got to see all these things, man. And that's what's behind the scenes of a fighter,
Right.
And not a lot of people know that, It's like if you go and argue with your lady, it's like it messes all your training and all your focus.
It weighs on
yeah,
you.
exactly. And
Yeah.
then it's like, it's everybody. This is not a full-time job. I have it as a full-time job, and I'm blessed to have that, and I have my wife supporting me in that one. But again, it's like a lot of guys, this is not their full-time.
Right.
This is part-time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bills to pay, and again, I'm the same way. There's a lot of, that's why I do a lot of one-on-ones and this and that. But
Right.
again, it's like you got to look at all this stuff. It's like, so it's.
I think that's something a lot of people don't see, just the expenses that go into training, because
Oh God.
you're paying for Factory X, you're paying for Landau's, you're paying for
Oh,
recovery. It's an expensive pursuit.
Oh yeah, I was like, not just that. It's like more of people forget about the recovery by itself. Like I know there's like sponsors in this and that, but again, it's like you gotta look at it like the guys that actually pay sponsors. You know, you gotta like. I mean, I know if you're in the UFC, you can use their stuff, but again, he's like
you gotta get there.
You're not exactly. You're not in the UFC.
It's an investment in your career on the front end,
Exactly,
without a doubt.
and people forget about that. You know, it's like again, you're fighting regional, you know, you're not making that much, but your name is out there, you know. It's like you're making some noise, you know. So that's the investment on it, you know. Like all this stuff you invest in your body, it shows in your work, you know, and it shows on your fights and all that. So
if you shortchange the investment on the front end, you don't get the performance on the back end.
It's like saying like, oh, a Ferrari is missing a piece. It's like, oh, I'll be fine. Like it doesn't need that in the engine, and then all of a sudden your $250,000 car is just to pieces because you forgot one piece, you know, or one, I don't know, it's like one piston, whatever, you know, whatever. The engine works on, let's say, gas, and like, you know, if you, it's like the weight cut, you know. It's like when you eat all good, and then my coach always says this. It was like, imagine a Ferrari, you put 91 gas on it. And then on fight day, you put regular. So imagine what he's going to do performance-wise. So it's the same thing when it comes to life and mental. I feel like it's the same thing. It's like if you have positive stuff and this and that, I mean, who doesn't have negative thoughts? I feel like we're human beings. I was like, we're gonna have negative thoughts no matter what. That's who we are. It's how you handle it. Yeah. Exactly. It's like fighting as well. It's like how you handle the pressure. You know, it's like do you rise? Do you just sit back, or do you just what do you do? It's like that's what it is. But same thing when it comes to life. You know, and I feel like that's the biggest thing.
I think you have great perspective, especially for a 22-year-old. You know, you're still young and you have awesome mental.
I'm still learning. I'm still like I was like every time like especially the last year I was like I'm still young and dumb, but now we're getting a lot. We're getting again, man. It's the people around you, man. It's like, you know, when they say it's like show me your friends, I show you your future. It's like it's really true. It really is. You know, it's like, I mean, I'm 22. I'm the only guy that actually my dad wanted me to be a software engineer. Yeah. And he still till this day he's like, but I mean he's like the biggest fan out there. Like I can hear, like, you will not believe it, on my main event, I seen him sitting on the benches, not even in the floor, on the bleachers on the first bank, and I can hear him from there. Yeah, that's how crazy my family is.
That's
by
great
the way.
Support.
But yeah, it's like my mom doesn't care. My mom, she's in Morocco, man. I haven't seen her for 11 years, so that's a little rough. But yeah, so it's like my mom doesn't care. She just cares about my health. After every fight.
Call her after the fight, make sure you're okay.
No, she calls me. I don't even call her. And I'm talking like it's 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
She's not waiting.
Yeah, it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in there. Because I fight here, and it's like 8 hours difference between here and Morocco. So it's like she called me at 3 a.m. her time, and it's like 10 in here or something. Or whatever. It's like 8 o'clock in here or something like that. But yeah, she calls me and she's like, like, how you feeling, this and that, you good, you healthy, that's all I care about, you know. I'm like, I was like, wow, I was like, my mom just cares about my health. My dad wanted me to be a software engineer, you know, like this and that. But
that's beautiful. You have such a strong support network around you.
I know. And then the funniest part is, like, when I started doing MMA, I wouldn't even did MMA. I just did kickboxing. Like, I took kickboxing classes and I did jiu-jitsu. That's all I did, like, for the first year and a half. And then I did my Muay Thai fight. But when I went there, after a month of doing jiu-jitsu, month and a half, I think, I went to a jiu-jitsu tournament, and I did no-gi. I got my ass so beat up the first 30 seconds. My dad was like, I don't know if this is the thing for you, blah, blah, blah. But after a year after that tournament, my dad had to sign a waiver from me so I can fight at kickboxing. So he came in. He talked to my coach. He was like, "Are you sure? Is he ready?" I don't know. And then he signed it. And that's what I told you when I went there. They're like, "Oh, there's no way this skinny guy is winning." Smoked the guy, and then my dad came in the next day and paid the monthly due fee, and I was like, okay, there we go.
I gave you a little vote of confidence.
I know. I'm just like, I'm getting the support back, this and that, because like a month later after that, I fought for the belt, and I just won that belt. But I was like, that's awesome, you know. I was like, But again, it's like, I feel like I was the only one in the family that's I'm chasing my own dream. I'm 22. I'm out of my dad's house. I'm out of this and this and that. I'm living me and my girl, and this and that. So it's kind of
pursuing passion.
But yeah, I was like, people didn't. This circumstance is why I had to get married. But again, I love that girl to death. I was like, shout out to Kat. But
shout out to Kat.
Yeah, but again, it's like I'm doing a lot of things that a lot of people are terrified to do, as a 22-year-old, especially at 22. I mean, like, people are terrified at 26, 27 to do stuff that I'm doing. But again, it's just, you want to be different influence. That's all I care about, It's like, I have a sister too, It's like, you don't want to half-ass everything, You want to be the best as you can. And especially when you come from, I feel like when you come from a different country, like, you're going to have a lot of people looking up to you from a different country, especially when United States, like, it's like a star. It will make you shine quick. If you're doing the right things in the United States, it will make you shine. Trust me. It's
and
like,
it sounds like you are.
It's like the best thing you can do. And then you go back home and you're like, wow, look at all this love and this and that. But again, it's just chasing one thing. And obviously, if I was chasing this thing in Morocco, probably being a whole different than here, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
It'll take me like 3 times more than I'm doing here, to be honest. But it's the politic game. I think the fighting is, It's like
Absolutely.
you gotta have the right management, you gotta have the right sponsors, you gotta have the right this and that.
Do you have a manager?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Jason House.
So Iridium.
Iridium. Yes.
Very nice.
Yes. That's my management. Man, they've been awesome. They've been taking care of me and all that stuff. Like, I don't have to worry about when I'm gonna fight. I just tell them, I'm like, hey, I want to fight this day, July, on it.
When did you first get a manager?
My last amateur fight.
Okay, so right before you went pro.
Yeah,
nice.
the one before I went pro, and that one was kind of like, I had the manager who was kind of, he was not really a manager. It was kind of more.
Oh, it was
like
a different manager.
Yeah, he was a different manager. No. Yeah, Jason House only been with me for 2 fights.
Okay.
Yeah, for 2 fights, but before that, I had Jim Walter, and then that's about it. It's 2 managers I had. That's it. Yeah.
So take me back before even your fighting career. So how did you first start your martial arts journey?
Back in Morocco when I was 10 years old. So 10 years old, my mom. I don't know. Like in Morocco, like I said in a lot of interviews, it's like there's 3 things. You have soccer, kickboxing, and jail. You pick which one you want. Like that's how he really is. He was,
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with my cousins, man, and they always put. I don't know how to say this in English, but they always call me the guy that I always get in. Like they'll talk all the smack, but they put me in the line.
Yeah.
I have to fight for them. I don't know what do you call those in here. I don't know.
I don't know what you call it, but it certainly happens. In
Yeah,
the US
exactly.
As well.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I go bully the guy, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you go ahead and fight him.
Yeah.
You got it, right? You got it. Yeah, And
Take
I'm
care
like,
of this.
I know. And I was like, always the guy, and I always get in fights. Like I used to get my ass whooped too. I'm talking like bad too, and I'm like, my mom kind of knew that was not the right path. She was like, okay, this is not gonna work out. So she kind of put me and my sister in kickboxing, and we used to drive, take a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
Taxis in Morocco are pretty cheap.
Okay.
Like when it comes to that one.
Yeah.
So like, it was to cost us like $4 maybe.
Okay.
To go to the gym was like 15 minutes away, and then 15-minute back, and then we have to walk about like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we're doing that every day
Yeah.
I did it for a year.
And it's teaching you discipline. I mean,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
got to be daunting knowing that I have to take a cab here, take a cab
Well, it's
back.
not just
and
that.
walk.
It just shows you how like focused you get. It's
Right.
like you chasing something.
Yeah.
I was like,
A passion.
yeah. I was like, half of the guys that I knew in Morocco was like, they ain't doing nothing but drugs and this and that. And I'm like, that's why they're so amazed that I didn't never drink. And I'm like, I just
That
like
is phenomenal.
I never took a sip ever in
That's
my
great.
life.
That's
I'm
great.
like, and I lost a close person to me that really changed my life. I'll tell you that. I lost my brother 4 years ago,
Wow.
and he was 50 yards from the house.
Wow.
So he was. They let him. He had a couple drinks. They let him drive, and then it made But to get to my dad's house, I used to live in my dad's house. My dad's house is right here,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to make a big U-turn to get to my dad's house. So he made that U-turn too fast, hit the tree and fell, and he had no seatbelt on. Flew out of the window, hit his head, died. And again, like I said, I was the only one holding him like this.
Oh, wow.
At
I'm
the
so
last
sorry for
one,
your loss.
yeah. I was like the last one to hold him there, and I was like, and again, he was like my dad's. Like I can hear him for a mile away.
Yeah, in the crowd.
He's always like, if he hears somebody talking smack, he's like, I remember in my amateur fight, he was like, he's not doing nothing, he's hugging. And my brother turned around and just wanted to start a fight. I was like, oh, Jesus, oh, God, that's not good. It's not good. But, man, he's like, I went into, like, a complete depression mode, you know. I was like, it was bad 3 months for me. I almost committed suicide and all that. So that was a very eye-opening to me. And then that's why I can't thank Kat enough. You know, Kat was the one. It was on Ramadan, too, actually. She was like, because all I used to do, man, I was like, go to my dad's house, no school, no nothing. I just go to my dad's house, wake up, and I go train, take the bus for an hour and a half to get to the Factory X and go train.
Wow.
And then go back home, do the same thing again.
Commitment.
Yeah. And then I sleep. I don't wake up until like noon or so. That's how depressed I was. And I'm like, what the hell, man? What's going on? And
did you know it in the moment? Did you
know?
No, like,
I just
looking
kind
back.
of out of habit. I was like, I didn't know that I was really that depressed, you know. And I'm the kid who's like, I kind of seen some crazy things that I just keep them to myself. I'm like a lot of guys will know, especially at the gym, like if I'm quiet, something's wrong with me.
Sure.
Like I'm always the hyper guy. I'm always wake up everybody. Like, you know, I'm the guy that energize everybody. But yeah, Kat was like, we just started talking, and then she was like, let's go hang out at the park and this and that. And I was like, at the park? I was like, I don't do those. I don't just walk around the park like it's normal. I was like, that's how depressed I was. I didn't even know. I can't even take a walk in the goddamn park. I was like, I went in and like I was having like we were playing some games and stuff like that, like fun games and stuff. I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't have this in a while. I'm like, so I kind of moved on from there and kind of she got me out of that and started talking to Mark Montoya, and her kind of like just started pouring out emotions, you know, opening up emotions and all that, and that kind of opened up everything, changed everything up from there. So again, everything happens for a reason, I feel like. So, but that was the biggest thing. But that was a rough moment, and that's where I feel like I'm here to help those guys that really going through depression, and they feel like you don't know you're going through depression until somebody kind of calls you out on it. You know, it's like you be, because I can be doing MMA right now. I can be training and going home and back home, nothing. Like I'm not depressed or nothing. Yeah. But in the end of the day, you're not doing you. You just creating a habit. You just go into a regular
doing it mindlessly.
Yeah, it's like 5 to 9 job. I mean 5 to 4 job or whatever. 9 to 5. Yeah, 9 to 5 job. That's all you're doing. It's like that's why I kind of like it's all you're doing. It really is. You know, it's like, and that's why like I feel like fighting and stuff outside life, it really changes everything in your life. You know, your mentality, how you deal with things, and how you see it. But again, you always need help. You always need help, and a lot of guys don't think about it, like, especially when it comes to fighters, man. There's so many goddamn egos and testosterone in there, man. It's like well, I don't need no help. I was like, I'm good. I was like, I train. I'm winning fights. I was like, I don't need help. But again, when you're winning, you feel like a god. There's nobody's stopping you. You're amazing. But as soon as you lose, everything changes. Yeah. The real stuff you'll find out. You know, it's like you'll find out real quick who's with you and who not, and how you deal with your own life. You know, and that's what I feel like I my message that I want to get out there and kind of keep helping the guys out there. You know, it's like it's okay. You know, it really is. There is greater things. Like, you know, my coach always told me this too. Is like there is light under the end of that tunnel. You know, there's always light. But again, you can't chase that light like a zombie. Again, you gotta take your time. Yeah. Take your time, and that's what I feel like I learned from the last 2 fights. Yeah, take my time. Don't just trying to sprint to the goddamn tunnel, you know, and trying to catch that light, and you walk in there's nothing, you know. So you wanna be very smart about it, and I'm kind of trying to put that to my regular life, you know, and kind of get it going.
Yeah, I think you're a great example of life making you better at fighting, and fighting making you better at life, you know.
And actually, my my first coach that I feel like I'm being blessed with coaches. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've just been blessed with coaches, to be honest, like some good, smart coaches, But again, my old coach, all he was teaching me was life. Didn't care about fighting. He really didn't give a damn about fighting. All he taught me was how for me to be a better person than anything. It was like if I uses anything that he taught me in fighting, he would never coach me again. That's exactly his words. He was like, if you fight outside the gym, I'm not coaching you again.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay, let me calm down. Okay, I can't fight. So I took it serious. I was like, everybody that try to start a fight with me in high school, I just walked away.
Yeah.
And
Fighting making you better at life.
Exactly. I literally just walked away. I was like, especially, man, if you, like right now, like you can't just get in fights with people, man. There's guns and stuff, man. I'm like, that's terrifying, man. I was like what you can do to him, but still, I'm like, I'm not stronger than a bullet. I'm like, I'm not gangster than the bullet. I'll tell you that. Like, I don't care how gangster you are. Like, I'm good. I was like, I'm cool. I just don't want to do that. But again, you just see all these little things. It's like, be on time, do this and that and that, and it's all that. Like, it's amazing how you don't. I really didn't take it serious in high school. It's like show up late to class, do this and that. But it really teaches you what all the stuff that you do. It teaches you in the long run in your life. So it you gotta stay on it. You don't wanna. Again, in high school, I just did not have great friends.
Sure.
I did not have great friends at all. I don't know if you had or not, but I don't know, man. I was like,
I found martial arts in college, so
okay, that's
it took
good.
me a minute.
That's good. I was just like, I found it towards my senior year in high school, but beside that, I was like, it was terrible friends. These friends were smoking, drinking, ditching classes. I ditch classes with them, this and that, But I'm happy that I've found the right path that I want to follow.
Yeah, and you had to have those experiences to have that revelation.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like life. You gotta teaches you works in mysterious ways. They say,
Absolutely.
But that was good. But it's crazy. Like, I take that so serious. Like, choose your friends wisely. You know, like I take it so serious. I'm like, all right, whatever. And
it's clearly paying off.
Exactly. And it kind of all the stuff that you do shows on them too, man. It's like when Carmen Say's fighting LFA with us. I'm her coach. Like, I work with her every week.
And she had a great win.
I know.
Yeah.
And I felt so happy when she got those takedowns. That's all we worked on the whole camp.
Awesome.
And I was like, wow, that made me, even when I lost, like, even because when she fought, I didn't even fight yet. And I was so happy. I was like, okay, that's awesome, this and that. But and when I lost, she came up to me and like hugging me and showing me like you'll be back and this and that, and it just shows, like when you take care of people, they take care of you.
Absolutely.
So, and that's almost like the thing you want to do. You don't want to be like a fucking asshole to them, and then you lose. They're like, oh, well, you suck. So I was like, again, that's how it is, But having great people around you, man, it'll change everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'll change everything.
So you started kickboxing at 10, 11 years old while you're still in Morocco. When did you move to the U.S.?
When I was 13, something like that.
Okay, so about 3 years of kickboxing, and you had not taken a fight at that point. You were just training.
No, I fought 3 fights in Morocco.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Kickboxing. Yeah. Well, this is the crazy part, because I told my coach, I was like, so in Morocco we have mats, so there's no ring, there's no nothing. There's mats, 2 chairs in the corner, and that's where your coaches sit, and then you, and then the ref in the middle.
Yeah.
And you just fight.
Yeah.
So that was my experience of fighting. That was my first fight, and I was like, you put shin guards on. We put, you know how the old kickboxing they have the long pants.
Yep. That was my original style.
In Morocco we call it full contact.
Okay.
It's basically full contact, basically.
And is it, at least in the U.S., American kickboxing, it's all above the waist? Was it above the waist for you?
For a few of them was, yes. For others, it was we can do the legs and stuff.
Okay.
But mostly, yes, it was above the waist only. But with the one that I did, you put shin guards on under the pants.
Yeah.
You wear your pants, gloves and you fight.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even have a mouthpiece by the way either.
So your first 3 fights are that style.
Yeah, that style. So
Cool.
I'm like, I was like, what? It's crazy, Like I was nervous as shit, man. It was. Oh God. I mean, still to this day, I still get nervous as hell till fights,
Yeah.
I'm like, but again, now it's a lot better, It's
Yeah.
like, I'm so get used to it now. It's like, okay, like you gotta feel, like my coach said, like it's crazy. Even in sparring, like you want to go to the bathroom, you want to do this. It's your body telling you. Joe Warren says this best. He's like, your body's telling you don't want to do this. Get out of here. So you gotta really learn how to chase it and.
Yeah, how you handle that moment, this feeling.
Exactly. It's like you gotta go to the bathroom. You gotta be like, oh man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this and this and that. But you kind of gotta learn from there. But yeah, so I came in to United States when I was 13, 14 about that time.
Was it straight to Colorado?
Straight to Colorado, yeah.
Okay.
My dad was here. My dad and my bigger brother was a year before us.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I came in with my mom, my brother who passed away, and my sister. But my mom and my sister went back after a few months. They were like, they're like more. My mom is like a home mom, She's like, no, I'm not staying here. I was like, all right, whatever, I was like, I stay here. But first year, just went to school, learned English, do all that stuff. Second year, it was an American Top Team. The apartment complex was right here. The American Top Team was right there. So I was like, I went in there and I'm like, what is this? I was like, I want to get back to training. Went in there. It was like I saw Bobby Lashley just working
Okay, right,
out.
because he was running
He
the Colorado
owner,
gym at that time.
He was the owner, and he just.
It's a big guy.
Oh God, yeah, I know. So I went in there and we were talking to him, and then he was just sweating and like he was sitting like this, and then me and my dad sitting right there talking to him, and he was just like this, and the guys come around, they putting towels on him. He was sweating because he just got done working out. Every time he talked to us, and he's like this, yeah, what are you guys looking into? What do you want to do? And just keeps talking, and I'm like.
So I set up.
Yeah, and I was like, what? So like, I wanted to just do it, and then they told us the price. My dad couldn't afford it.
Yeah, it's
And I'm like,
expensive to train.
I know, and I'm like, well, damn. So I waited another year. They opened a new location on, like, 10 minutes away from us. So they closed that location. They opened a bigger location, and that's when Bobby Lashley was in WWE and all that.
Yeah.
But now he's back in WWE. He's been in WWE, I think, now
And
for
then
a
he
while.
fought in Bellator too?
Yeah,
Is that good?
Bellator, yeah. So I went in there and I'm like, okay, my dad, because when my dad came here, they won't accept his software engineer diploma.
Huh.
So he had to wait a whole year, I think 2 years, to take the test and then pass, and then they gave him his diploma in here.
Sure.
So when they did that, my dad could afford to pay the gym for me. So we went in the American Top Team, started training. And again, I was like, the ground. I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Started doing that, and I seen a cage. I never seen a cage. I didn't even know if cage fighting was existed until, because my family, the first time when I told them cage fighting, they thought it was until somebody dies. I was like, hold on. No, there's rules. Calm down. There's rules. But that's what I'm saying. Like we don't have that.
Right.
I mean, they had it in the Middle East, but they had
Sure.
like Dubai and stuff like that, but not in Morocco. I'll tell you
And
that.
that was probably still just emerging at that time.
Yeah,
yeah.
and it still is, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But I mean, like Brave is the only promotion that really went to a lot of.
Yeah, I think a lot of these
She
Middle
was-
Eastern guys
Brave,
try
yeah.
to go to one championship.
Yeah,
if
Brave-
not Brave. Yeah.
Brave was on Morocco not too long ago. Actually, she was. They were on.
Oh yeah, a couple days because
Couple
JT
months ago.
Shorty. I can't believe I'm going to forget his name. Torres. JT Torres is now fighting for Brave.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, because they're doing whatever they're doing with the UFC.
They're going to
flyweight
Spain.
division.
Actually, I forgot about that.
Cool.
And I think Turkish. They're going to Turkey.
I think that whole Middle East, Spain area has a lot of opportunity.
Oh yeah, man.
Like you said, a lot of kickboxing.
Yeah,
based
I know.
there,
Like
too.
the talent that we don't get to show in a bigger stage, and you have
Right.
the opportunity to show it now. So
Right.
people take advantage of that. They want to use the fullest of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like went in there, like again, like I said, after a month, did my tournament, got my ass whooped. After that, I started doing Muay Thai. I got 2 fights in.
Cool.
I was like, okay. And then when I turned 18, they gave me my. I found my teammate actually from right now. His name is Phil Gonzalez, and I'm like, I was 18, and he was like, yeah, you're fighting a a 30-year-old man, and I'm like, what? Excuse me, what you say? He's like, yeah, and I was nervous as shit.
Yeah.
Went in there, didn't have my coach. I had Bobby Lashley with me. My head coach was not there. He went to Worlds to do his jiu-jitsu stuff. So I went in there and we took the shin guards off. So we just did headgear.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we just went ham. That was a crazy experience. I lost again. All my losses are like split decision and like decision.
Never been finished.
Yeah, like last split decision that one, and right after that I had my first MMA fight.
Okay.
Yeah, MMA
Because
fight.
you'd been working jiu-jitsu at American Top Team wrestling.
And this is the crazy part. I had my first MMA fight on. It was an outside theater.
Wow.
Yeah, it was literally outside. It was cold.
Yeah.
It started windy and everything too. I was like, it was a bit crazy
That
experience.
can't help the nerves.
Yeah, and they told me, yeah, you're fighting Trials jiu-jitsu coach.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? I'm fighting a brown belt? This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I went there and got my ass whipped the first round. I'm talking like I almost got submitted like 5 times in the first round. As soon as I got out and went to the back, I was like this, chilling. And then my coach was like, he's terrified of you striking. Let's go strike. I went in there and just stroked and dropped him up in like first 20 seconds of the second round and won that fight. And then I was just on a roll in that one since then. Like I think I won 3 more fights and then lost 1 more.
So
2 more fights.
How long is this time frame?
I think it's a year.
A year you fought 4 times essentially as an amateur?
I feel like I'm I don't know why I always been fighting like almost every 6 months or so, man. I mean 6 weeks or something.
It's
like
the best way to learn. Just get in the ring, get that ring time.
Oh yeah. Especially when you're young. You're
Right.
like, you want to go in because when you get old, your body was like after one fight, you're like, oh,
Takes a while to recover.
Let me take a month off very quick.
Absolutely.
And then I get back to it, But that was that, and then so I had my 2 more fights after that, and then the American Top Team closed down.
Right.
So my head coach Alex used to work with Mark Montoya with the mitts. So he was like he came talk to me and Austin Jones. I don't know if you guys know Austin Jones. Man, amazing story. That guy is one of the best people to have around in your life.
Yeah.
I am.
We'll have to get him on here.
Oh man,
Osmosis Jones on Instagram, right?
Yeah, he's a big influence, and if you've seen his story, man, he was 3-4 as an MMA record.
And
he's
now
8-4 right now.
Yeah.
And I'm
5 in a
talking.
row.
He's fighting some high guys too. It's not even like when we went to Nebraska with him 2 fights ago.
Right.
The odds were like 10-1. Like they gave him 0 chance.
Wow.
And he goes out there and smokes the guy and just beat him out for 3 rounds. And I'm like, that's like I seen him. Like I've been with him because he's my main training partner in the American Top Team.
Cool.
Yeah, I was 35 and I was going with 170. I was like, that's what me and him.
He's a built guy.
Yeah, he's like, I known him Austin for like 8 years almost now.
I think he played college football at Nebraska.
Oh yeah, he was a running back from Nebraska. I'm like,
so he's a big guy.
Yeah, man. Oh man, he's athletic. He's so athletic. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like you got to see that guy in the lifting room, man.
Yeah.
And even in the cardio wise, he keep up with me. I'm like, what the hell, man? I was like, I know I can't keep up with you in the weightlifting. I know there's no way you can keep up with me. And he's just keeping up with me. He doesn't care, man. He's a big influence again, like I said. But it was him, me, and one of the other boxers. We call him Smiles, but and 2 heavyweights, Alex and Bobby.
Okay.
So that's the whole team. That's the whole fight team.
Oh wow, with Mark then, or that's the American Top Team, and those are the people coming over to Factory X with you.
Bobby and Alex used to go to Factory X and do pads, but Alex was only teaching us in American Top Team. I used to go to Muscle Farm and spar at Muscle Farm in Austin.
So old
every
Elevation
Fridays.
Back in the day.
Back in the days with Elevation, I used to spar on Fridays. But yeah, Alex talked to me in Austin. He was like, listen guys, like the gym is closing down, this and that. I would definitely recommend Factory X for you guys to go into.
Cool.
Check it out. If not, that's fine, but go check it out. So we went in there. He went in his own path as well. So we kind of went. We're still friends, and this and that. But so I just started. That's when we started Factory X, and that's when I had my first amateur fight with them, and that was the Ramadan one that I lost. So it's kind of hard for me. I was like, oh damn, I just switched gyms, and you lost this and that. But But right after that, we went back because when I don't know if you looked at my style. I used to be like Dominic Cruz style. Like I used to move all the goddamn place.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do, but not that much. Like I'm more of trying to come forward, and
Traditional
ready.
stance. Yeah.
But so Mark took us like 6 months to change my style. Like kind of get it from there, and then just went from there.
So you had 2 amateur fights with them?
2 amateur
and
fights.
And then jump into your pro
and
career?
Then I have 8 pro fights with them now.
And then you won your first 6 pro fights?
First 6 pro fights,
Cool.
Yeah. And then, it was literally back-to-back. I was like, my pro debut, 2 weeks later I had another fight. I think 5 weeks later I had another fight. 6 weeks later I had another fight. Yeah, it was nuts. It was a back-to-back, and it was cool though. It was cool. It really cool. Like kind of see all these wins racked up. But
yeah, do you remember what your goals were back when you first started?
Oh, same.
Yeah,
it was the same.
It was always make it to the top.
Like, yeah, make it to the top as quick as possible too. Like I was like, oh, I know we can. We started this. Let's go. Let's put the leg down on the foot and let's go. Let's speed up. But again, that's young and this and that.
Sure.
But now there's a lot of smarter things you need to do before you do that. So you need to crawl before you run. So and that's where we at right now.
So what are your current goals then?
Obviously, I was like, you want to make it to the UFC, but again, I was like, my current goal is to be the best version of myself, to be honest, and the best influencer out there. I'm like, okay, like when they look at me, they're like, again, it's like it's not just a mean goddamn fighter. I was like, oh, that. Just don't look at my ear, my ear's a little messed up, but let's not look at that. But no, but yeah, and then and be a very how you say it, like a mentor in my country. I was like I feel like I own that to my country or something like that, just because I haven't seen my family for 11 years down there. Like I wanna, they proud of me no matter what.
Sure.
Like if I work at a Walmart, they don't care. They really don't care.
Yeah.
As long as they see me, and that's what Mom said. It's like I don't care. I just want to see you. That's it. This and this and that. But that's the biggest thing, man. And make a run in the UFC and show these guys. Morocco is really out there. Like, there's only 2 Moroccans in the UFC, and one of them only fought once.
Yeah.
So there is not a lot of guys doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
In Morocco at all. So that's a really big thing, and I really want to show that like everything is possible, like a lot of mentors say that, but again in the days, like not a lot of guys want to do, like your parents are big influence too, like, and it's a big influence. They wanted you, they have a goal for you.
Yeah.
When they raised you, they had a goal for you. I want my kid to be this, I want my kid to be this, I want my kid to be this. But again, when you get older, you figure out your own path, man. And that's the smartest thing. You want to figure out your own path, and I'm blessed that I kind of was more mature for my age.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
So I was like, I'm glad that I kind of figured that out when I was 18, 16. Like okay, now I gotta follow this, now I gotta do this, now I gotta do this, and this and that. But I was like, okay, now, but that's the biggest thing, man. I was like, I just wanna do what, like, bigger things for myself, like stuff that I didn't even imagine when I was in Morocco. I was like, I didn't even see myself in here. Like 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I could not even see myself where I'm at. I literally 10 years ago, like even 4 years ago, all I thought I was gonna be working at a King Supers or something. Like that's all I was gonna do. Like okay. Have all this money, work all this money and just live regular life, an average person. And the biggest thing I learned was like, we're not here to be average. We're here to be elite, and that's what Mark Montoya is saying. We're not here to be average. We're here to be elite.
I love it.
And then he told us a story about the buffaloes. It's awesome. He's like when buffaloes when the storm is coming, buffaloes a lot of animals will turn away from the storm and go back. Buffaloes go through the storm, and so that's awesome to kind of hear that saying, and I feel like that was very, very eye opening to us as as fighters and as in regular life as a human being.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that you're on the right path, man. I think that you've got a good head on your shoulders, and you're taking all the necessary steps to get to that next level. And I think it's just a matter of time. It's not, like you said, if you make it to the UFC, it's when.
Yeah.
So
And
I think,
again, like you said, man, it's like more of just keep pushing. You know, it's nothing. Like Brian Camosi actually, man, talked to me after this fight. He's been helping me a lot for this fight too as well. It's like I've been doing pads with him every Tuesday and Thursday, but he taught me a lot of things, man. He was like, when you lost, what happened? Nothing changed.
Yeah, that's true.
Really nothing changed.
That's true.
My wife still loves me. My family still loves me.
That's right.
Everybody still loves me. But for me, I was always the person like kind of take it like, well, I lost. I fucking suck. I this and that. This and that.
It's tough.
But again, it's like that's when you have the good people around you, man. It really opens you up, man. You're like, all right, like, stop being an idiot, you know, and get back on track, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe get this time off. Maybe this is good for you. But again, it's the right time, and that's why I'm glad to have all these vets and all these guys, you know. Anthony texted me right after the fight. He was like, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. Any injuries? No, I was like, I'm good. And he's like, anything I can help with? I was like, yeah, man, I'll talk to you later. He was like, okay.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, have a guy fighting the world title just texting me like that. I'm like, that's awesome to see, and it's a great life experience, I'd say.
I agree.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I'll tell that to my kids when I'm fat and old and sitting in the couch. I tell you that. Right. I was like, after fighting, you know. But it's great things, man. It's really great things.
Well, I think you've dropped so much wisdom already. But would for aspiring fighters or a young fighter, if you had one tip for them, what would it be?
Man, be open. Be a student of the game, man. A lot, especially in fighting, man. There's so many goddamn egos, man. I seen it in a lot of fights, and I know I still get some ego sometimes, man. But I mean, who doesn't? That's fighting. Like, if you haven't been in the mat, there's always ego, you know. But that's what makes you guys great. But again, man, don't take people's stuff too serious. Listen to yourself. Don't take the opinions so serious, you know. I was like, it's like social media, man. I was talking to my wife. I was like, people look at social media so crazy, and they take like, people would not believe that I haven't watched the news in 11 years. I really didn't care about the news. Everybody was talking about this president stuff. I was like, I didn't care. I really didn't care. I was like, I didn't watch any news and this and that. Of course, you see like school shooting, this and that. It's sad, you know. But in the end of the day, I like, man, that media knows how to get you. I'll tell you that. Social media knows how to get you. Like, if you're not the right place, right social media, they know how to mess with your head a little bit, you know. And I was just listening to Joe Rogan, actually, just now. I can't remember who he was talking to, his last podcast that he just had. He was talking about, like, how Facebook does the ads. Like, see how, like, the best ads they do
get you fired up.
Get you fired up. Yeah. Get you mad. Get you like this and that. And so, like, you really gotta stick on your plans. Follow your plan. Stop listening to people. And I feel like that's the biggest thing for upcoming fighters, man. Just be you. Just talk to yourself too. Listen to yourself. You don't have to rush things and this and that. Especially when you have the skills, man. I was like, my coach, what he says, like Faraz Zahabi said as well, is like, there's a difference between a world champion and regular guys. Like, world champions always, you can tell when they're as a kid, they have something special, you know, like they're like you're good at something. Like, look at all the guys, they're good at something. They were good at kickboxing, they were good at wrestling, they were good at jiu-jitsu, they were good at this. Every world champion has one good thing that they started with that you gotta have. I feel like in fighting, especially if you have that, don't go over your head. You need a lot of things. You need to stay dedicated. You need to stay focused. But the biggest thing, man, is listen to yourself and don't take that opinion so serious. You really don't. It's just an opinion.
I love it.
It really is an opinion. That's all it is.
I love it.
It's not going to do nothing for me. It's not going to change my future. It's not going to change my love for the sport. It's not going to change my love for my family. None of that, you know?
Yeah.
But some people take it hard, you know? They're like, well, he said I'm terrible and this and that, you know, and take it serious. Especially when you go to gyms, man. You know, gyms that you talk to coaches and the coaches be like, oh, yeah, man, I don't know, man, you know. And it kind of hurts, you know. It sucks on you, you know. Like, You're like, what the fuck? He doesn't want me. But, you know, when you're good, they're like, oh, yeah, I want this kid.
Sure.
Let's get this kid. Let's get this kid. But, again, it's how you want to be, how want to show yourself. Like, basically, what do you want to be? Do I want to be the best, the best guy in the room? Do I want to influence everybody in the room? Do I want to do this, and that? But again, there's sometimes you just gotta focus on yourself. It's like, I know I'm a victim of that. I always want to help other people than myself sometimes, and that kind of it's not.
Sometimes you have to focus on yourself.
Exactly.
Like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's you gotta find the balance again, and then again that all comes with experience. Trust me, it's not like I woke up like this. I did not.
Right.
I did not fucking woke up like this. But again, like I told you, I'm a visual learner. I seen it from other guys, but guys don't take that serious, man. It's like if you go with a teammate and he's been through a loss, and you know why he lost, and you know this and that, people just be like, oh, okay, he lost or whatever, you know. And people don't take it serious. It's like, okay, he lost because he was drinking. He did this, and that. People don't take it serious. They be like, oh, they don't see it.
Yeah.
You know when you say you learn from other people's mistakes, you really do. And people don't really.
It's beneficial to at least.
Exactly. And people don't really think about it. You know, I was like, so that's where I really focus on. I'm like, I see all this stuff going on. I'm like, okay, I got it. All right, cool. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I love it.
Exactly. Yeah. And then. And all these guys, like, man, I remember it was me and Austin at Landau at 6 a.m. Now we have about, like, 10 guys with us. And, like, we just, because they know, like, and I'm talking, like, man, that group is awesome, bro. They push that crap at each other, man. Us, we just going, like, he goes, I want to beat that number. I want to get that number. And especially my strength and conditioning coach, Augie, man, He is nuts. If you train with that guy, man, he always chases the next level. I'm like, oh my god, like especially like treadmills and all that stuff, man. He's
that's cool to have.
Yeah, it's awesome to have all those guys and supporting you and all that. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
It's a great thing.
Yeah. No, it's been great hearing about your journey up to this point, and good luck in your continued mixed martial arts journey and your career.
We got more coming. We got more coming.
I look forward to it.
We'll have greater stories in the next year or so. You know,
that's right. We'll have you back on.
Hey, I'm 100% down for that. You know, and you guys have a great spot, and you know, man, we keep pushing. You know, and then you guys show the again. You guys send the message for us. You know, you're the guys. The other 10% that we need. It's like
get
fighting.
Your story out there.
Exactly. It's like, you know, sometimes, like I was talking to my girls, sometimes it's hard to kind of get the stuff what you want by yourself, you know. Yeah, I can post a post. I'm like, oh, this and that, but like, oh, who cares, you know, like whatever, you know. But when you have all these guys, you know, podcasts and you know doing all this, it's kind of sending all this message. So I appreciate it to you guys, man.
No, thank you.
You guys doing a lot
Our goal
for
is
this
to promote
sport.
you.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys doing a lot for this sport, and I know every fighter appreciates the interviews and all that. So sometimes the interviews are not great, but hey, man, I haven't had those yet. I know they're coming. I'll tell you that. So I was like, you guys are great. So I'll tell you that.
No, this was great. We appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
And we'll have you actually sign that banner before you go too.
Oh.
And
awesome.
Yeah.
Who signed this?
Let's see. It's been Lance Wright, Bailey Winters, Lavelle Simpson, Corey Galloway.
Oh, Corey Galloway. He's just fought my teammate.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great fight,
That was a crazy fight.
Man, Corey Galloway, man, he's technical as hell, man. Yeah. He's a kid. How old is he?
He's 27, I think.
He has a future in the sport, man.
Yeah.
He's very good. I give him a lot of props, especially, man, training with Mini Hunt. We call him Mini Hunt. Oh my
Adam
god.
Martinez. Yeah.
Oh. I don't want to even talk about it. I don't want to even talk. This is how bad I'll tell you. I talked to Mark. I was like, if I'm sparring this kid again in a cage round, you better give him my check. I'm getting paid for this. I'm not sparring him for no reason. I'm getting paid for this. There's no way in hell I'm sparring him. But it's awesome though. And again, it's like you see the talent, man. He's like Corey and Mini Hunt. You know, that was I don't know if you guys, if you guys didn't watch that fight, go watch that fight. I was like, don't care about my fight. Watch that fight. Trust me. I'm telling you, you can watch that fight. It's awesome though. It's a great thing to see. So that's and again, it's like it's all you like. I feel like all the Colorado MMA in general, it's like very big. I feel like my toughest fights were being in Colorado.
Yeah.
To be honest,
The scene's definitely emerging more and more.
yeah.
Too.
Since I started MMA, it was like it was rough in here.
Yeah.
Then going, because I only fought once outside Colorado.
Really?
Yeah, once. Minnesota. I fought in LFA, Minnesota. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's coming up.
What?
Another one.
Oh, they have another one coming up?
Yeah, I think it's May 31st or so.
Oh, damn.
Well,
That was
too
nice.
soon.
That was nice. I mean, it was cold as hell though, but
Yeah.
that was awesome though.
Yeah.
But that's awesome, man.
This is awesome, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate you coming on,
Thank
man.
you, brother. Appreciate it.
And thanks to our listeners and viewers. And how can they check you out online?
Oh, you guys can follow me at the Moroccan Devil on Instagram, Moroccan _ Devil on Twitter, and Youssef Zalal on Facebook.
Go check him out, follow him on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel DA Media. Follow us on Instagram at PrizeFightBiz and online at theprizefightingbusiness.com. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, guys.